It is crazy how just a single endorsement from someone like Donald Trump or Dana White could have someone just change every single thing that they stand for. That is insane to me.
Subscribe to this channel. In case you are watching this channel and you have not subscribed.
Politico has this report. Former President Donald Trump offered an olive branch to Anheuser-Busch on Tuesday, issuing a post on a social media platform calling on conservatives to drop their opposition to the besieged beer company. Trump wrote, "The Bud Light ad was a mistake of epic proportions, and for that, a very big price was paid. But Anheuser-Busch is not a woke company. Anheuser-Busch is a great American brand that perhaps deserves a second chance. What do you think? Perhaps instead we should be going after those companies that are looking to destroy America."
See, I agree with that, kinda, but at the same time, like, I'm not a Bud Light drinker, so I'm not really in the whole boycott because I didn't drink it in the first place. But if I was a Bud Light supporter, I'd feel just disrespected. Like, they literally hired someone on that wanted to do something to get away from their core demographic. That is so disrespectful to shit on your fan base, like to call them frat boys and what else, rednecks or frat boys or whatever the fuck they call them. Like, that's just so disrespectful. And I get it, like, yeah, you hired the woman on, like, she might not have actually had the best interest for the company, but you guys hired her on, so that is y'all's responsibility. The least you could do is say sorry for hiring someone that thinks so lowly of your consumers. Just apologize for hiring somebody with that type of intent. That's at least why I would care about it if I drank Bud Light.
Trump's post on Truth Social represents a major attempt at de-escalation in a long simmering feud between the political movement the former president leads and the mega corporation since April 2023. Trump's message also comes as a top Republican lobbyist for the company is set to host a fundraiser for the former president next month, with some tickets going at $10,000 each. Jeff Miller, a close confidant of former Speaker Kevin McCarthy, who built his Washington business during the Trump years, announced on X, formerly Twitter, on Tuesday that he will be hosting the fundraiser. All right. Let me be among the many here to say no. Hell no. Definitely not. The Bud Light boycott is not ending. There is no strategic reason to end it. And Trump never even gave any strategic argument for ending it. What's the strategic? Like, how does this help strategically? His argument is just, they've had enough. Let's be nice to him. Let's be nice to this international corporate brand. And by the way, they are not an American brand. Anheuser-Busch is a foreign-owned company. It is not an American company. So this is a foreign-owned company that went woke and decided to push transgenderism. And in response, conservatives organized for the first time ever in history to launch a successful boycott.
See, like, I think he's more hung up on the fact that they was trying to push Dylan Mulvaney on they put Dylan Mulvaney on a can of Bud Light, which was only one can, which I commented on, and I think that was stupid as fuck. It was probably the dumbest fucking idea. But that's not the main thing that I would care about if I was a Bud Light consumer. The thing I would care about the most is the fact that they treated their customers as if they weren't good enough. Like, they wanted to get away from their core demographic and open up to, you know, fucking woke liberals and not make it a fucking fraternity drink and make it more of like something that people drink at Starbucks, which is fucking ignorant. It is so fucking ignorant. But that was what they was intending to do, which is not, they're not technically saying it, but it is obvious that they think lowly of their fan base if they want to get away from them.
Actually worked. And now the argument is that we should back off of it just to be nice? Just to be nice to this international mega corporation? Because we feel bad for them?
Home.
That's the argument. And no. Now, does that mean that the boycott never ends? Well, sort of yes and no. I think that a lot of what we're dealing with, as I've said all along, it's not just a boycott. For Bud Light, their problem is that the boycott has metastasized to an extent that it's like it's a terminal illness now, and they can never really get rid of it because the brand itself is just seen as lame.
I don't know.
Right? People see it as it's the gay beer. That's how it's seen. And no amount of rebranding, it doesn't matter who tries to rebrand it. Even Donald Trump himself can't make it not lame anymore.
I think he's trying to like stigmatize it too much, because I don't think that people really consider Bud Light like a lame beer. Like, I think most people just don't drink it. I don't think people are really made fun of for drinking it. Actually, I don't know. Like, I haven't been out to a bar or drank Bud Light in public, so I wouldn't know. But I would assume, like, you don't get a Bud Light and everybody at the fucking bar just starts staring at you. Like, maybe a buddy or something might say something to you as like a joke, but you don't really care because it's just a buddy. Like, I don't really think it's that socially awkward to drink that shit anymore. Or to like now, since the controversy. I think most people just don't drink it just because of their own judgment. But I don't know, because then again, they got like they started with the UFC. The UFC opened it up. Like they were so smart with this shit. They got the UFC and Dana White to endorse it, and then they went to Shane Gillis. And then they went to fucking Donald Trump. Like, the fact that they got Donald Trump is crazy. But then again, Donald Trump is fucking with Dana White. So he probably, like, seen that Dana White was fine. He seen there wasn't that much backlash. So then Donald Trump was like, yeah, I'll take that bag. But I don't think even Donald Trump endorsing it would bring back the customers that are boycotting it.
Like, most guys, if you see your friend drinking a Bud Light, you're going to make fun of him now. And that's never, you're going to make jokes about it. You're never going to not make a joke about it. It's always going to be that. Friend. And so that can't be stopped. They did that to themselves, unfortunately for them. But the official sort of boycott, could that end? Yeah, it could.
Maybe like high schoolers and shit. I could see high schoolers and shit picking on people like strangers and shit, like, or like lower classmen and talking about, like, oh, you drinking Bud Light, you pussy. You fucking gay, you fucking lame loser. I could see that shit happening, but I can't see someone at a bar just walking up to me and harassing me because I'm drinking a Bud Light.
But you need to get an explicit concession. That's the way a boycott works. It's what the left does. It's what every successful boycott campaign in history has done. You get an explicit concession. And in this case, that would only need to be, an apology. That's it. Just say, we shouldn't have done that, we apologize. Like, literally, 2 sentences would be enough. And I think most people would say, yeah, it's still a gay beer, I'm not interested in it, but yeah, okay, the boycott's up, fine. You apologized. We'll move on. They have not apologized. If your house is...
Like, the thing that I get held up on the stigma of it being a gay beer is, like, every fucking beer has done this shit. It's just there wasn't that video Zoom call meeting between HR and whoever the fuck the reporter was whenever she was discussing how they wanted to get away from their demographic. That's the difference. Because I mean, fucking like trucks and shit, dude. Like it's in so many companies that they push this fucking gay shit on the stuff that don't even make sense. Like it's like some of the stuff it just does not make no fucking sense. Like gay power tools and like fucking gay car parts or fucking like just, you know, some of the shit just doesn't make no gay Bud Light. Like some of the shit just doesn't make sense. But it still is supported. It's just the Zoom meeting. The Zoom meeting between the HR and whoever, that's the thing that that was like the nail in the coffin.
They have not apologized. It's all they have to do, and they haven't. And until they do, the boycott needs to remain. If we back off, take our foot off their throats without getting the apology, then we will have, rescued defeat from the jaws of victory. It'll be one of the greatest conservative cultural victories in recent times. Will turn into one of our greatest self-owns in recent time. And there have been a lot.
It is crazy how just a single endorsement from someone like Donald Trump or Dana White could have someone just change every single thing that they stand for. That is insane to me.
A lot of self-owns, unfortunately, a lot more self-owns than victories. Where you're winning, you've done something, you're successful, and then you just stop. You simply stop for no reason. It's like, well, I'm bored. Let's stop doing that. What?
No, it's because Daddy said so.
The left, have you noticed the left never does that? They never do that. Like they actually don't get bored of winning. And when they single somebody out and they say this person, this entity is the enemy, and all, they don't back off. They don't back off for years. at least until they get an apology. And even sometimes when they get an apology, they still don't stop.
Yeah. And if they do forgive you, it's just one slip up and they're right back on your ass. And what you apologized for and they forgave you for is still thrown right at you.
So to me, this is very simple. Bud Light is a crappy product, first of all. It's a foreknown company. They did something. They're reaping the consequences of their own choices.
Wasn't it a German beer, like from the birth?
And there's only one simple thing they need to do to have those consequences be in order for it to stop. And they haven't done that thing. They haven't given the apology.
It's tisk.
And but this goes beyond. What we're seeing now is it's not just ending. Some people calling for the end of the boycott. It's like an actual attempt to rehab Bud Light's brand for them. And that I'm definitely never going to do. Even if I said, okay, the boycott, we should probably end the boycott because they apologized. I'm not going to try to help them recover their own brand.
Yeah.
That's on you. You got to pick up the pieces. I'm not going to help you with that. Why should we do that?
Where did they ask for that?
Is that how you win? Is that being a fighter now?
Yeah, no, it is wild. It is wild that I get Trump and Dana and them. I get them like endorsing them. Like I get Dana White siding with them because of the reasons that he said. But then again, to play devil's advocate with that, I'm not. He never really elaborated on why his reasons are. He's just said that Bud Light has done more for veterans in America than any other beer company, which he never said anything. He never said any facts to support that. But I've never really known Dana White to be a liar, and he's always been real. But with Trump, I just think that shit's so bold because he's an actual political figure. Like, he's trying to run for office right now. He's trying to win the Republican vote, and he's gonna side with a company that Republicans are boycotting. Like, that's kind of wild to me. And if Republicans or conservatives or anybody that was boycotting Bud Light actually listens and goes back to Bud Light because Trump or Dana White or Shane Gillis or whoever the fuck else they're partnered with now says so, that says a lot about who the fuck they are and what they stand for. Because that's wild, dog. I would never listen to I would never give up on something that I'm standing for because a celebrity that I look up to said to. Like, unless they have some reasoning behind it, and they really don't have any reasoning other than Dana White. And like I said, he don't really have any facts to back up what he says. But anyway, this is going to be the end of that video. Please leave a like if you guys got anything to say about the video. Let me know down below. You know I read every single comment. And if you fuck with your boy, would you please give me a subscription? With that said, deuces.
Grinding, bro, you grinding when you ain't hating, get your guap. There's grown men out here with kids and they ain't never spent a dollar. You's a lame nigga with no brain, nigga. Money never made me change, nigga. I'm the same nigga. Free big talk about that cage, nigga. Be a grave digger. Work the block just like a slave, nigga. I'm a maid, nigga. Put my team on till we pay, niggas. And I ain't stopping till we